The French far right has split with the German AfD in a row over the SS. Max Krah said not all the Nazi SS were criminals, a remark that borders on Holocaust denial, which of course is an offence under French law. It's an embarrassment for Jordan Bardella, head of the list for the European elections for the French National Rally, who's usually side by side with Max Krah in Brussels. Bardella says he'll no longer sit in the EU Parliament if he's re-elected in June, alongside the leader of the AfD. Let's bring in Pierre Benazet to get the real take on what is actually going on here. Pierre, thanks for being with us. Because no matter what Bardella might say, the fact he's had to make this statement suggests that he's very embarrassed by all of this.
Quite, and it's been quite an ongoing dispute between the two brother parties in the European Parliament ever since it was revealed in January that the Alternative für Deutschland had a congress where they discussed mass repatriation of immigrants to their native countries, and also the concept of remigration. Remigration is, according to the AfD, Alternative für Deutschland, a concept where those migrants who have been living in Germany for a long time but have not assimilated enough are to be repatriated to their countries as well, along with those who do not hold the proper documentation. And this scheme is not supported by the Rassemblement National in France. It was made very clear by Marine Le Pen in January, even though Jordan Bardella himself did not speak about the topic. But we know that between the two parties there have been numerous meetings on this topic, because these rang bells, dangerous ones from the 1930s and 1940s, which are still quite contentious, obviously, between the French and the Germans. And obviously, Jordan Bardella has now taken the steps which was the logical one, because what Maximilian Krah has said in the Italian newspaper La Repubblica is obviously very provocative. We know that in France the subject of the SS crimes, as well as in Italy, for instance, is still very touchy, especially among the more nationalist voters and those who are very keen on history. Plus, the French still have this problem of the malgré nous, those Alsatians who were forced into the SS at the end of the Second World War. So it's still a touchy subject. Saying that the SS did not commit crimes is going a step too far. So it's obvious that the Rassemblement National is going to step away and to take its distances from the Alternative für Deutschland, although those two parties were the main ones in the Identity and Democracy group at the European Parliament. So there will be a choice to be made after June the 9th, after the end of the European elections. We'll see whether the Rassemblement National is going to go away from that group, maybe to sit in the European Conservative and Reformists, where Giorgia Meloni's party, Fratelli d'Italia, sits. It remains to be seen. And what also remains to be seen is the official reaction from other groups from this party, that is the Lega Nord in Italy and the Dansk Volksparti in Denmark, which also sit there and also have obviously problems with the SS during the Second World War. So Maximilian Krah is also a member of the European Parliament who's been under the spotlights for the alleged spying by China through his parliamentary assistant. So he's a very contentious figure, even though he's the Spitzenkandidat for the Alternative für Deutschland in Germany.
Pierre Benazet, thank you for that wide-ranging and many-layered explanation about the situation on this split between the French and German far right. Pierre Benazet, our correspondent there in Brussels. Thank you very much indeed.